Hey y'all. Alright, so today we are going to investigate, kind of in a quick way, why this classroom function. Wait, I need to move up a little bit. There we go. Why this classroom function lock failed, other than the fact that it's at least 20 years old and they do fail. I've talked about Corbin Russwin, the latch breaking, which will not withdraw the latch, which is horrible if the door is locked, because even if you turn the inside, the latch will not retract. However, the case on this one, the classroom function is basically you turn the key one way and remove it, and that it stays locked. And then you turn the other way, which this one is broken, so we'll figure this out. Anyway, one of these, you turn it one way and it locks, you turn it the other way and it unlocks. This one's broken, had to be replaced. This is a Corbin Russwin. If we look at the latch, that probably would kind of date us for a little bit for it. Lock or latch, single point. I would, maybe not 20 years old. This one may be earlier than that. So anyway, again, the key is you turn it one way or you turn it a complete circle and it locks it, and you remove the key and it stays locked. End of the day, that's what teachers do. When they get to their classroom, they take the key and they turn it the other way, all the way, and it stays unlocked throughout the day. Now, of course, nowadays with the advance of school shootings and all that, one of the bad things about those is there's no way to unlock a classroom function lock from the inside on this old school gym, which nowadays we are having new stuff, classroom panic, what you would call classroom function locks, that have the ability to lock it from the inside, so the teacher does not have to open the door to physically lock it. If there was a school shooter scenario, they're instructed to close the doors, but unfortunately, to have a lockable door, they would have to open the door, take their key, flip it around, all the while worried about getting shot or whatever, and then make sure it's locked and then close the door again. Very impractical, and these were designed back when school shootings just weren't a thing. So nowadays, of course, you've got the school safe where you can, I guess some of them have a key bypass on the inside to make it lock. That way somebody can run up to the door, lock it from the inside with the key, and not have to worry about opening the door and exposing themselves or their children. Anyway, this is just the basic one. Switched out with just another basic one because this school has a lot of security measures in place, which of course can all be bypassed, but they have not yet made the transition. Maybe one day we will start pushing them towards the classroom safe transitions. But anyway, like I said, the main part of issue here was the key is just not unlocking it, and it's not supposed to go all the way around and keep going, which obviously it is. So first off, let's just go ahead and pull the core out. I did not, there we go. Let's pull the core out. Take the key off camera because it's privacies and all that. And we see it's not the tailpiece. Typically your first inkling would be, something's wrong with the tailpiece coming off the back of it, but that is not it. That is still a good cylinder. This is the lock. I switch them out with grade 2 LSDA, which I have used in many, many, many schools. Lasted a long, long time, and it's just my preferred product. Of course, nowadays people are going towards hey girl products, but hey girl, what's up girl? That I just popped out is the little rubber doodad that goes on the back of the cylinder to presumably keep any thing from making this unscrew. It's a spacer, and it protects it in a way. So almost always when the key starts spinning around and not doing anything, it's this little mechanism right here, which looks like what it is. Now, these Corbin Russwin locks are really expensive, and that's why a lot of contractors and building people are now pushing towards these lower end, you know, Hager and the lower end Yale locks. Oh, I did not get a good screwdriver to do that, did I? So I'm just going to take this apart just to show you what the problem is. With this one, it is, again, there's a little twisty mechanism. When you turn that key, that bar that comes off the back of the cylinder is what turns this inside part that we are probably going to get to. This is how you adjust the thickness. If you're putting this on a thick door, you would unscrew that, back it off, use longer screws to attach it, and that gives you a little bit of leeway for a thicker door. And on this one, these are not really recommended to come apart at this point. Some are, kind of like Schlage A series stuff. You know, you can, locksmiths do, out of necessity. But it looks like it's peened down there and there to get this spring cage off. So we're going to just bend that up. Bend that up. Of course, you know, when you bend metal like that and then push it back down, you have created a pretty bad little stress point on the metal. And it's entirely possible that could break. Let me get that phone real quick and I'll just hold that. Okay, that phone call can wait. So I've got them all bent out. Let's go ahead and take, you know, I can't say I've ever taken one of these apart. Looks like we got a nut looking thing right here. Wait a minute. Oh, there we go. All right, yeah, it was just one not bent out far enough. All right, am I in camera? Gosh, please be in camera. All right, so here's your latch retraction mechanism. Here is a post that goes through. Remember, this is classroom function. It looks like we have a plastic springy mechanism here. Hold on, let's set that right there. This was the inside. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. There's our spring cage. Let's go ahead and push this out of the way. You know, all these locks, A series knobs from cylindrical, are all pretty much built the same way. Some of them have little idiosyncrasies that are a little bit different, but in essence, they all have this, you know, this style of chassis with a tab of a mechanism that pulls it back on each side. So let's go ahead and pull this out. I'm wondering, I'm kind of curious about this. I have never personally gone to boing, 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 boing. I've never personally gone through. Okay, so obviously this pin that I threw in here is what? Oh, this pin. All right, so obviously that pushes that in. We're gonna set that out for a minute, and we're gonna get to the whole point of it. So with the latch retraction mechanism, again, they're all kind of similar. This one actually is a little odd, and then it rides in channels. As we've seen in another video, this part can break off fairly easy. So let's see about getting this off. Okay, it just lifts straight out. And you can see here, this, when you turn the outside lever, like, okay, we're in the locked position. So let's see what the deal is here. Let's go ahead and get this out. This is our problem right here, I believe. But long story short, when you turn this latch mechanism, it pulls it from the outside or inside, same way. So just kind of a dual slider type mechanism that is probably spring loaded, like so. Pretty gooey there. And again, just like your inside, you have this turning deal, which retracts that. And we get to what is most likely the root of the problem. I'll use the tailpiece. So again, turn the key one way, turn it the other, and looks like it moves that out, which in turn would push our pin, which would be stuck in there. When you turn the key, it pushes the pin to the out position. Then when you turn it the other way, as long as everything's lined up and working correct, see, there we go. So it's just an angled. At first I thought that little part right there was broken, but if you watch it, it starts turning, and goes into this frozen mechanism right there. So let's take that off. Let's inspect that. Nothing really looks wrong with that. Let's go ahead and pull this out. I have a feeling something in here. Oh, come on out. Are you all gonna come out? Maybe. Roll pin. So that one is roll pinned in. So if we turn it one way, what's the focus? Turn it one way, and turn it the other way, it doesn't go all the way. I got it. I see. Look, that is designed to come back out. The roll pin has possibly slipped all. No, because if that was pinned through there, it wouldn't be allowed to turn. Let's put this back in here and see what happens. Let's turn it. Oh, we can't turn it to a certain degree here. Obviously that's cut out for that. So it's got to be something to do with this mechanism right here. Interesting. You know, let's check something here. Let us get some, oh, get out the way. Let's get some, just PV Blaster. Just because it's here and this lock is still, yeah, still undoubtedly going in the garbage, or scrap metal, I guess you could say. Alright, so we, okay, here's something else. Let's look at this. That may be a problem. How are we going to look at that? There we go. So when this tab projects out, when you turn the key, it pushes it out. This tab would engage into this mechanism. I don't want to drop it, but it goes into that slot right there. don't know of any other way. We do have some wear in this area. I don't know of any way to check this for sure, short of, let's try it. Let's just try it here. Okay. So again, it's in there, turns, put the key in, put the key in the right way, find our, oh no, I'm gonna get my pants dirty. All right. Put the key in, and then when we turn the key, it pushes it up and presumably out of the way. Up, down. Up, down. All right, let's leave this key in here. I think we've got a disconnect right here, guys. This is actually supposed to be turned this way. You know, like I said, this is a $300 or $400 lock. And it's kind of weird. I probably should have bought tweezers, huh? Get in there! Get in there! There we go. Well. It is not. Okay, let's get that out. And then let's turn this the right way. Okay. Now it's in there. Nope. Very strange. This must be in there backwards. Okay. And then, okay. Seems to be mostly trouble with this part. Well, valiant try. Obviously, there is some kind of interference between this and this. That is the only way it could go. So I'm assuming it is simply slipping when you turn the key. There we go. Drop down. Key is there. When you turn it, I'm trying to hold it all together, it doesn't do anything that way. My professional opinion of that is this mechanism and this is, let's see, looks like we have a broken part right there. And my best guess is when you turn it, so it's not really sitting flat anymore. Maybe it's angling down or jamming it up when you try to turn the key, which makes it not lock or not push forward or backward. So while it would be nice to be able to repair some of these, I would highly recommend you replacing it, because we've seen these crap metal parts right here will snap off. And at this point, this latch was pretty old. Given it's had a X amount of years, I'd say maybe 15, 20, it's time to replace it. We use LSDA grade 2, even though it's a school. We have them on many schools, and we have discovered that while grade 1s are ideal, grade 2 typically lasts just as long as others. Even grade 1, we've had grade 1s torn up, and side by side grade 2s right beside it that were not torn up. So I do use clutch. So clutch means when it's locked, the lever still turns. But other than that, scrap metal for this one, new lock on the door. Hopefully it'll last another 20 years. We do like the LSDA brand, available from ID and Acme. It has always been one of our preferred lever handle replacements, even though there's a lot more on the market that are the same price point. We are pretty faithful, unfortunately not to many LSDA products nowadays, but to the grade 2 levers, the clutch levers, and the single cylinder deadbolts. We feel that that product is our best replacement, because we have had, it's been around a lot longer than some of these new companies. It hadn't been around as long as some of the major companies, but now these major companies, to make locks at a price point that people are willing to buy, they are all coming out of the same Taiwan factory. I want to say Taiwan. And again, these other major companies, even U.S. based companies, are importing them. So when you're talking about an import grade 2 for an affordable price, in my opinion, the clutch classroom or entrance or even passage privacy locks are your best bet for commercial use, like medium commercial use, even heavy commercial use sometimes. So anyway, thanks for watching. If y'all have any questions or if you're interested in getting any of these, be sure to let us know. We'll put the email address in the description. And thanks again for watching, y'all. Be sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate it.